My name is Terry Elston and welcome to your Advanced NLP Presentation Skills Training audiobook. On this recording, you'll not only learn how to stand, I know that was a few thousand years ago, what to do with your body and your hands, but how to create rapport on a group level with your tone of voice. Also how to dynamically use your energy to control and motivate this presentation or meeting. So you may be sitting as you're listening to this, or it's possible you might be driving, but if you are or operating machinery, bear in mind that this is quite a hypnotic set of skills and my voice is quite hypnotic in essence. And from time to time you may hear some things as you're sitting here, some stories that ring a bell with you, so you can really start to tune in with certain things that we are talking about this afternoon. I'm going to show you some ideas and processes, paint some pictures for you about exactly what kind of presentations you'll be doing and how to actually do what you do so you can see a kaleidoscope of your excellent presentation work in front of your very eyes, a crystal clear definition of where you're going to go. And this recording is partly inductive and partly deductive. For instance, the intro that I just gave you was quite inductive. I'm going to show you by example. In other words, your unconscious mind will get the idea of this perhaps even before your conscious mind does. For instance, as I started this presentation, you may have noticed I started quite slowly. And then I started to speed up a little bit and used words like hearing and ringing a bell. And then I moved on to higher, much more energy in my voice and started talking about the pictures that you'll be seeing. Now that's a technique in itself. At the very beginning of any presentation, we call it the charisma pattern, or the KAV, the kinesthetic audio visual beginning. Now I know some people, some presenters that have deliberately really walked onto stage very, very slowly. And you might be thinking, why are they doing that? Sometimes even some presenters, and I've done it in the past, slur a little bit on purpose at the beginning of their presentation. Well, what's that all about, you might ask? That's about bringing in all the different types of people together at the beginning of the training. Now you and I might be thinking, yeah, but we've all got ears, we've all got eyes, we all have feelings, we'll have thoughts, we're just all the same, aren't we? No, there's a particular group or groups of people out there that we want to make sure that they're all on board before we even start the presentation, particularly. So there's going to be feelings people there, there's going to be audio people there, there's going to be visual people there, and there's going to be self-talk, labeling that, the dominated by the labels in their own head people out there. They're set personality styles that in this presentation they'll want you to be talking in their particular way, or at least acting in their particular way at the very beginning. This creates a rapport at the very start of your presentation. When you've got people on board in that way, you can then relax into your own natural rhythm, flow, tone, how you like it. So you start with the kinesthetics, that's why we start slowly. We bring them on board. And you've noticed this yourself. If the presenter rushes on stage and goes, "Hi, my name's Joe, and I'm here to do this," you'll lose probably 25 to 30% of your audience just by running in with high visual energy like that. The kinesthetics will be blown off out of the room. Also, the audio people do like to hear the intonation of voices, so a lot of blah, 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 like that isn't going to turn them on either. So you'll only be capturing the high visual people with that kind of entrance. So you can work up to that kind of speed, but start with the kinesthetics, move through tones, and then into the high visual and self-talk. Then you can bring, as I said before, bring your energy, bring the tone of your voice, bring the speed down back to where you'd like it to be, or stay in high visual if that's your...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?